Today we are going to look at how we can represent different types of data. We're going to do that using Uno cards. The first thing we're going to look at is called a pictograph, which uses pictures or symbols and arranges them in order to clearly show what is happening. Let's have a look at our Uno cards and what a pictograph looks like. This here is what we call a pictograph. It has, let me just get my pointer. It has all the different things down the side. It has a title up here, and it has what each picture represents. So what is this pictograph doing? So this pictograph is going to show the cards that we draw out of an Uno deck. Our different choices are blue, red, green, and yellow. And down here, we have what each picture represents. Now, each picture can represent more than one thing, but just in this example, one picture is going to represent one card. So what we're going to do is I'm going to pick some Uno cards and we're going to put it in our pictograph. So, our first card is a blue card. So what we're going to do is we're going to put it in the blue section because we have one blue card. Our next card is a red card. So that card is going to go in the red section. Now, the cards do not necessarily have to represent their color. What we can do is we can turn this card around. Now we can just use the pictures or the Uno cards themselves to count how many of each thing we have. So I got another blue. So the blue is going to go here. Now, even though these cards aren't blue, we know that this image represents one card. So in blue, I have two cards, and we have one red card. Now I got another blue. Starting to wonder if these are shuffled well. So it's going to go in our blue section. Let's grab another one. We have another blue. Well, this really wasn't shuffled very well at all, was it? So it's going to go in our blue. So now you can use this pictogram to see how many of each card we drew. So we had 4 blues because it's in the blue row, and we had 1 red because it's in the red section. Let's do another pictograph to help explain in a little bit more detail about this representation down the bottom. Okay, here I have another pictograph. This pictograph represents car color. Now here you can see we have 2 things. We have red and we have blue. Now down here we can see that one car picture is equal to 4 cars. So how many red cars did we see? Well, I have 2 pictures here. So that means that all up there is 8 red cars because we have 4 here and 4 here. Now, how many blue cars did we see? Well, we have one whole picture here and we have half a picture here. So this whole picture represents 4. But this half a picture represents half of 4. So this here represents 2 cars. So all up, when we had blue cars, we have 4 and 2, so 6. So that means I saw 8 red cars and 6 blue cars. Now you'll notice that, well, this one really should be back a little bit, but things should still be in line. So these two cars are in line, and we can see that this top one comes out a bit further than the blue one, and that's because there's more in it. So pictographs can use the images to represent how many there are, but they can also be used to show which one has more because the pictures, it'll have more pictures and it will come out more. So this is one way that you can represent your data. However, if you're like me, who's awesome at drawing, it can still take a long time. So let's look at a more simple way to represent your data. This can be useful, but it can take a long time. So let's have a look at what's called a frequency table.